So yeah, like I was saying, but um, basically basically, uh, they went or she went back second time to see if there was a mass, and confirmed it was a mass, but there was more cancer cells forming than the last one. The last one was just one big giant one. This time it was more, which indicates that it's a very rare, or it was already rare, but it's a very aggressive cancer tumor. So in her stomach. So yeah, that was probably back in, let's say, October, beginning of October, when we found out it grew, that it came back again, and at this time it was growing. So her stomach was starting to look like she was pregnant again, unfortunately. And then, so, so, yeah. So they set up an appointment to do chemo and all of that, but uh, at the same time they were taking their time too. So I'm not blaming any doctors, but I, time was not on our side. They were taking too long. But in this case, I'm not blaming any doctors, because I think at the end it wouldn't have mattered at the end anyways. Um, so, so yeah, and then she had to go back to the hospital because the pain was getting to her again. So she admitted to the hospital, stayed there a few days, monitored everything. She got let go, and then eventually her legs started filling up with water or liquid. Um, uh, her legs started filling up with liquid, so her legs and her um, um, ankles started basically bloated. It felt like her legs were basically it felt like her legs were the skin was ripping apart. So I think in my opinion, at the end, her body was starting to fail, and basically, she got first round chemo. That went well, and then Tuesday she went back in, and basically, from there on, continued to get worse and worse. And at the end, eventually she decided that she didn't want to fight anymore. Um, so, because when she did second chemo, she was supposed to take this medicine, refused, and then her brain started going haywire. She was confused where she was at, because the drink that she was supposed to drink would clear up her brain from the chemo, and she didn't. So she had to go to the hospital, and then they had to do some. They had to flush out her body to clear up the chemo, and then she was up there for several days. Eventually, it worked. She eventually was able to talk to us. She was able to talk to us again, and all sorts of stuff. So she was able to come home, um, but another issue. And then before all of this, she couldn't keep food or like water, nothing down. So she took nausea pills. That helped. That helped a little bit. And then, and then, in my opinion, after the chemo, that's when it just turned for the worst. I was hoping for the best. Here and there, we got some good news, but it wasn't enough. And then, and then and then she she went to her normal doctor the other day, and at this time she kept throwing up water. It was just water. At this point she couldn't eat or nothing. She could not eat or nothing because she kept throwing it up. Even with the nausea medicine, she kept throwing it up. I think it was because the cancer was doing it. So, and then she went to the hospital. She was all confused and all that first night. And second day, they put her in a regular room. We were hearing some good results. But, and then eventually found out she was on the crisp of it's not a cold, but it's worse than a cold. And then we found out that she had a disease in her blood, which ultimately means death. She's not dead yet. I just got a report back that she's not dead. She's still alive. She's breathing well, but I don't know how much longer she will ultimately last. So yeah. So right now, that's why I'm gonna take a break from streaming and videos for a bit until we get things around the house organized and functioning back to somewhat normal. Obviously, it's not going to be normal. Christmas won't be normal ever again. Thanksgiving, my birthday, all that. It's going to be hard, but we'll make it through. It's just hard with money. We don't have high paying jobs. We don't. But we'll make sure that we'll stay in this house because she loves this house. It reminded her of her old house. She said that. So we'll make sure we keep this house because she loved this house dearly. When it comes to the end, we will keep this house. She loves this house. And if this job if YouTube or Twitch or whatever becomes very successful to the point where I can make money and do whatever, I'll make sure that I stay in this house. I'm not moving out of this house. This is my mom's house. She won't die in it, but this is her house. She was sick in it. And that's what she would have wanted. So, but I will continue this YouTube and Twitch journey. But at the end, cancer won over her. She wanted to keep fighting for us, 2 other brothers. But at the end, she couldn't take the pain no more. But now she's not in pain no more. She's still alive, but I don't know how much longer. But she's not in pain no more. She won't be suffering. Cancer sucks. And if I ever become successful on here, I will do charities and all that against cancer. Because cancer is the worst thing that a human can ever have. That's why basically your body just basically your body one day just tells you, oh yeah, we're just gonna fail now with by forming cancer, because cancer at the end, you have cancer cells, and every day your body fights off cancer cells, till one day one of the cancer cells is so big that your body can't fight it off, so it keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and it starts affecting your health. It starts tearing apart your body, and that's what happened to my mom. That's why at the end, cancer won over my mom. Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't yet, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll possibly be back Monday or later on. But yeah, thank you for watching, and this one's for my mom.